did this take you to make?
2 years. So this is the end of the stop.
How did you come up with these three? I mean, they're all greats of their own right, but why these three?
Organic, I think there are a lot of guitarists that are virtuosos, that are, can play perfect notes, but you don't feel the music, and a lot of guitarists are brilliant musicians, but they can't talk about it. They're not searchers. They're not on a journey as an artist. And these three, they're so different, but they share that one thing in common, that they're searching as artists. So the more I know and the more power I have to do whatever I want, the more I get out of the way. And I let the story, the people in the story tell the story for me, and I help guide it along. So if something great is happening, like Jimmy writing an original song for the movie, or Jack writing a song on camera, I just get out of the way, and I just make sure I help capture it, and find a place for it in the movie. So, I think what you see in this movie is that each one of these guys was not raised in a place of artistic privilege. Jimmy was just in a home, and there happened to be a guitar sitting on the corner. It was an ornament. Jack lived in Mexican town where no one played an instrument. Edge was in Dublin when no one listened to the stuff they were doing. So these guys had a need to create, despite all these obstacles. And I think that's what's going to keep happening. Like, great music and great musicians are going to need to create. Even as things are changing, and they'll keep punching through. And the guitar is just so quintessential youth and rebellion and potent, aggression. So that's what it's going to keep reinventing itself. We did not want to make the encyclopedia of the electric guitar. We did not want to make the accurate film. I think if you try to make the accurate film, you got to cover every album, you got to cover every contribution, you got to list everybody, and you got to speak to everybody, rock historians and critics. We didn't want to make that movie. Jimmy Page tells Jimmy Page's story, and if he talked about Les Paul, maybe we'd go to Les Paul. But it's a very visceral, emotional, intimate movie, and very specific, very narrow in its scope, but also hopefully very intense and potent.
Now, how did you?
Well, the young Jack White, that is Jack White, and that was his idea, and we got to see him at 9, so why not shoot it? And then the animated stuff is, there's just certain things we didn't have photographs of. Jack told the story of sleeping. He had a bedroom that was 7x7, and he had 2 drum sets. There was nowhere to sleep, and pushed out the bed, and he slept on a piece of foam. And I was like, it's a great story, but there's no photographs, so why not animate it?
That's great.
I have complicated feelings about Michael Moore. I think he's broken ground for people like me. He changed the way documentaries are seen. They're entertaining, they're funny, and that it means that I can do what I'm doing. I think he's a lot more aggressive with the truth than I would like to be. But but by the way, it's taste. It's like some musicians like other musicians, and I'd shake, if I saw him right now, I'd shake his hand, but I wouldn't make the films he makes. Oh yeah, there's a lot of outtakes, a lot of music, a lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of U2, a lot of White Stripes. So.
Thank you, Davis. Congratulations.